Kevin dragging some hickory. I am not a fan of cutting hickory. Do not like cutting it at all. Don't mind cutting pecan. Part of me doesn't mind cutting the bitternut hickory. But I do not like cutting river bottom shagbark hickory. You might as well just try to cut a piece of I-beam, because it's about the same thing. Giving Kevin some more experience dragging here. We were gonna pull out of here this week and cut some walnut, but I think after talking to Dad this morning, we're gonna try to, try to cut a few more days here. Maybe try to get out another 20,000 feet or so of this type of material. If we're feeling good, we might try to go 25. Maybe 30. It's stuff's just kind of spread out in here. What there is left. Now these are the last two coming out before we go take lunch. I can ease under this and the old Ranger. Good, good. Good. Yep, Kevin's getting a little better all the time on that thing. And it does. Skidders take practice. They take time. This is a pretty good place to learn right here in this flat river bottom. One day last week, Kevin was awful nervous. And the reason Kevin gets nervous is because he's so worried he's going to tear something up. And it's great to have somebody like that. It really is. But at the same time, you can't be afraid of it. You just gotta, like I told him, you just kind of give her some fuel and go. Cables break, we tie them back, we fix them. It's just part of it. But as far as terrain for dragging logs, it does not get any easier than where we're at right now. Right down here in the flat grounds and these river bottoms. Timber's fairly open, as you can see. Not a terrible amount of underbrush in some of this. Some of it's fairly brushy, but it's not bad. Now Dad already went in today. Whoop, I better pay attention or I'll rear end this log and have to give it my insurance. So yeah, Dad went in already today. He actually took the Mack home. We had the Mack over here, our log truck, for the last couple months. Because back when it was wet, if you can remember those days, because I can barely remember those days. Sometimes I have to look back through videos to see what wet weather and milder temperatures look like. But so he took the Mack home today just to get it out of here. We weren't really using it over here. Just not using it. It needs to be at the house, back on the yard. There it goes. Got her kicked up a gear. And like I said, I do not like cutting hickory. It's like cutting iron. It really is. It cuts hard. The shagbark stuff, it seems like all it does as soon as you cut it, it just pelts you with bark. I cut it when it's good, when it makes footage, and that's about it. I definitely don't go out of my way to buy vast tracts of shagbark hickory. But a lot of times in the river bottoms like this, we see a lot of it. And like I said, when it's tall and got some size to it, I'm gonna cut it. I may not like it, but I'm gonna cut it. You can see the size difference there in the hackberry and the hickory. Quite a bit of size difference there. That's a good little hackberry, but that's a real good hickory as far as hickory goes. Hickory. Holding up to him a little more. They're good hickory, but they're hickory. I do not like cutting hickory. I'm sure you've heard me say that time and time again, but the more I cut it, the more I can't help but share with everyone how I do not like cutting hickory. And these are really good hickory too, as far as hickory goes. I'm out of gas. I'm gonna walk out here to the Ranger and fuel up. Kevin gets a little better every day. Next thing we're going to work on is our road building skills. I like to try to keep the roads kind of clean, especially for driving the Ranger down into. We've actually got a little break in the weather this week. Sunday it was 95. Yesterday and today it's been in the mid-80s. And that is, I tell you what, there is a huge difference in 85 and 95. I promise, I think there's a big difference in 88 and 92. Don't get me wrong, it's hot, but it ain't hot like it was last week and the week before. We can actually work in weather like this. Pretty much this morning all we're doing is laying this hickory down. I think I've cut a couple hackberry, maybe one or two ash and elm, but it's been shagbark hickory pretty much the whole way this morning. I'm just trying to go through here. Honestly, I'm just kind of cherry picking them is what I'm doing. I'm just cutting the taller, straighter shagbark and leaving the rest to seed. That way we can go through here. You can kind of see some open spots in the canopy that we've opened up, but as far as just really desecrating the place, it's not like that at all. It's a good timber stand. A lot of this timber is young, so it's got a lot of growing to do. And the good thing about this type of area, these low bottoms, this stuff will grow fast because it's hackberry, it's ash, it's elm, it's hickory. There's some smaller bur oak and walnut scattered out through here. It's just a good river bottom timber. No maple right here though. Need to get to where there's a little better source of water before we get back into that maple. We'll fuel up. Like pretty long drags for Kevin there, but Dad's out there working the deck. So we'll fuel up, and the back of the Ranger's a mess, I know. Need to clean this thing out. We'll go back in here and try to lay a few more down. I think we're about 10 or 12 trees ahead of Kevin right now, so we're getting quite a ways out there, but luckily they're all kind of right there in a concentrated area, so there's not much chance of him missing a tree. So I don't mind getting kind of distance from him with my cutting, as long as they're all right there together. Pushing up some logs here. Normally we lay logs out, but as you can see, there's no Caterpillar skid steer here. What do you think that means? We'll see later in the week about that. But Kevin busted the main line again. That's twice we busted today. I busted it the first time, and he busted the second, that main line that was on that little skidder's junk. It was brand new when we got it, but I'm a big believer in the swage cable. That's all I prefer to run on any skidder we have, is the swage stuff. Stronger, it doesn't fray, lasts a lot longer. It's more operator and user friendly. So we're gonna head in. It's up in the afternoon anyway, about 3 o'clock, so it's not like it's a super early day, but we're gonna head in after he pushes these up. And then tomorrow, hopefully we'll be putting a new main line on that little skidder. I'm gonna go buy 100 foot of swage, see if we can't get it on there. Kind of give you a rundown of some of these logs, what they look like. Some grade in there, some grade hickory, railroad tie type material. That's an elm right there, that big ugly thing. A lot of footage in it though. Some of this hickory you can see there, cut a little bad there. Hackberry cut bad. Hickory cut bad. For the most part, they've all cut pretty good. The hickory and stuff. The oak there cut bad. Get there and see it. We got some really good hackberry here. Like I said, you guys follow us on our social outlets, Instagram and Facebook. You'll notice here about a week ago I said something in a post about a hackberry order. Well, they got to be snow white, no heart, just like that one. They're not all that way, unfortunately. So usually the bigger the trees get, the bigger the heart they have in them. So when you cut some decent size, whether it be hackberry or maple, even ash, you know, when they get in some size, it's hard to find them that don't have the heart. See, like this hackberry here, it's not even as big as that one. And it's already starting to get a heart in it. That one over there, it's got a decent sized heart. Pretty good one up there on the end. It's pretty snow white. And that's what it takes for that order. Snow white logs. Good little ash here. Make some pretty boards. Good hickory. And the hickory is just the opposite. You kind of want a big heart in the hickory. Whoa, 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 whoa. Those aren't cut. I thought those were cut. Thought they were cut. Anyway. No Caterpillar skid steer. None. Probably going to see something different later in the week because the 299 is no longer with us. Don't get me wrong, the 299 was a great machine. Had no problems with it at all. But I was kind of wanting to try something new. See you guys. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.